Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do another video on this beautiful Maximum Steel Metallic Ram 2500 with a Cummins. This is a Laramie. It is a 2021. Be sure to go back and watch the last video I did on this specific truck, okay? Now, the purpose of this video is to see how much capacity will you have left over after you hook up a big travel trailer like this. On my channel, I always tell you, if you want to tow a fifth wheel like that trailer over here, you're definitely going to need a 3500 Ram. You can possibly tow a fifth wheel. It's going to really limit you on the size with a 2500 Chevy with the higher gross fuel weight rating, which is going to give you more payload. But like I said, today I'm going to show you around this truck for all the towing features, and then we're going to walk around the Grand Design Imagine. And the RV we're going to be taking a look at today is going to be a 3250 BH, which stands for Brewer Bunkhouse. The first thing you're going to do when you're towing with a Ram is put these mirrors up. Alright? So, unfortunately, this is still manual. You can't do this without using your hands. But the good news is, you can control the convex and the regular mirror with a button inside, so I'll show that to you right now. Let's go ahead and start it up. And as you can see, the mirrors are way off, so let's go ahead and adjust these first. Oh yes, that's way better. Other side. Here we go. Down a little bit more. Right there. Now what you have to do is, we'll go back to the left side first. We're going to hit this button for the convex. Okay, so this one's actually pretty good where it's at. Let's do the right side. Oh yeah, look at that. There it is. We're in tow mode now. All right, so let's pull forward. Let's get it nice and level with the trailer. Maybe in the future I'll ask Justin Shanholter if I can drop the weight of this trailer on this truck. Be sure to subscribe to Justin Shanholter's channel too. He actually works at Beckley's Camping Center. And be sure to, if you're in the market for an RV, hit him up. Now with Ram, you do have to turn off your parking sensors in the rear, or they're just going to keep beeping at you. You can zoom in. You actually have a few different camera views too. This truck was optioned with the bed camera. And you do have cameras on each side of the truck too that you can view also. Now we are going to be specifically looking at this one. You can zoom in. So we're pretty much centered off there. I'm going to hit the emergency brake. Ram is still using a mechanical emergency brake too. I love that. One cool feature of this truck, let me show it to you here. You go to settings, go down to trailer brake, and you can actually select whatever trailer you have. If you have 4 trailers, you can set up 4 trailers in the screen here, and you can name them too. So for this one, let's name this the travel trailer. And then for this one, let's go back here. You can set up the brakes for it. It'll have to be light electric. Something like this might be heavy electric. And if this truck was optioned with it, you could have the tire pressure monitoring for the trailer and the cameras too. So if you have a camera on the back of the trailer or inside of your trailer, like if you have a horse trailer, you can actually hook up cameras now to the truck that will show up on the screen here. Now, as far as your other towing features, you do have a exhaust brake. Ram does something unique. I'm going to hit the button one time. You have full exhaust brake and you have automatic exhaust brake. I'm going to do another video on this, that way you guys have a better understanding of it. But in short, full exhaust brake is basically once you take your foot off the gas, exhaust brake comes on. Automatic exhaust brake is when you tap the brakes, it comes on automatically for you, okay? And the last thing is, you do have a trailer brake down below. So if you pull this, it gives you a percentage of how much brakes you're adding to the trailer. And you have a plus and a minus. You can add, gain, or reduce it for how strong you want the trailer brakes to be, okay? So So let's go out back to take a look at what we have there. If you're looking at a Ram HD, you are going to have a class 5 receiving hitch. So this is going to be a 2.5-inch receiver. I love the mounting points for your chain. You can also add in your breakaway switch. One thing I like about Grand Design is they do give you this coiled breakaway switch from the factory, and you can hook both of these things up together. Now this chain is actually really small in comparison to what I have on my race trailer, but on some of the Chevy, I think Chevy and Ford trucks, you can't get both of these on here together, so it kind of sucks. They do give you a 7-pin and a 4-pin connector. One thing I like about Ford and Chevy is that they do give you a light on here. Now luckily Grand Design did give you one here, so that way if you're hooking up at night, even though Ram cheaps out and not give you one, you can actually have one for the trailer. One thing I've noticed is if you are going to buy a trailer, you may want to check and see if you have clearance for your tailgate, because in this case you do not have that with this tongue jack. And I'm not sure why more manufacturers don't just allow you to have more clearance. I don't know why that is, so just something I've always been puzzled by. If you are in the market for a RV, especially a towable, one thing you have to note is when you look at the dry hitch weights online, they're not going to include these batteries or your propane tanks filled. That's going to add weight to your hitch. Another thing to keep in mind is your storage area. This does have a really large storage area for a travel trailer. That's going to add weight to your hitch. Keep in mind also, if you are looking at travel trailers, they typically give you storage under the bed, which is also going to turn into hitch weight too. So this is pretty deep storage, and you can add easily 100 pounds under this bed here. So whenever you're doing your research, I would strongly recommend considering a heavy-duty truck for something this big. Now let's go out back real quickly. So this does have 2 entrances, as you see. This is the 3250BH. We are going to do a walk around with this one. Now we're going to scoot back here to the rear bunk. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, husband and wife, 6. Think about how much weight you're going to be putting on your truck. If you have 2 older kids, figure they're 100 pounds apiece. That's 200 pounds. And you have 2 kids that are 80 pounds apiece. That's 360 pounds, right? That's 360 pounds. That's going to be passengers inside your truck. That's going to take away from your payload. So you might need to consider a 3500 for something this big. Now don't get me wrong, we're going to do the numbers on this trailer in a little bit. So I just want to show you guys around here really quickly. This is amazing. Love the setup. You have a nice dinette that turns into a bed. You also have a couch that pulls out. And this is actually about the same size as my island in my 5th wheel. The only thing I like about this one better is it has no divider for the sink. Now this refrigerator is smaller, but decent size. Really nice. And one thing I love about this RV that my wife would love too, they give you this really cool barn door with a pantry. That is amazing. That is amazing. Love that. And there's still a considerable amount of space and storage inside this RV. Now, walking back up to the front, it does have an arrival center for your jackets to hang. Up top, you have your control panel on the left side. Now, to give you the illusion that you can put shoes in here, but you can't, I would like to see storage for shoes personally. This is a spot where you can sit down, take your shoes off, and it's nice and big for someone like me. You do have just an RV style microwave, 3-burner cooktop, really small stove, but this is not something that you're planning on living in personally, but although you could if you want. But there's tons of storage. You can put a pan, maybe, well, I wouldn't put a pan in here. That's gonna fall through. But definitely you can put some silverware, things like that. Now in here, you can put some pans, pots, things like that. Under the sink, tons of storage, guys. Woof, that's a lot. You can see down below, that's for your furnace. I do see an AC in here. I didn't see one in the back bedroom here, but you do have one in the main area. As you guys saw, you have your couch, fireplace, large television, more storage above. I love the colors. Not a lot of storage. Radio on the right hand side. Open storage. And as far as the window treatments go, they do give you room darkening shades. And check out all the lighting that's coming in from the outside too. This is a really nice rig. One of our favorite things, my wife loves this a ton, is having 2 entrances to the bathroom. And this bathroom is really big for a travel trailer. Not a huge fan of this per se. This is really small, and this is what I would expect on a travel trailer. This is small. I kind of need the skylight for some height inside there. I mean, I'm taller than this, so yeah, you're definitely gonna have to, you know, lose a little bit of height inside of here when you're showering. It's not gonna be as fun for the taller people. I'm about 6 foot, and if you're like 6'3", 6'4", you're gonna be uncomfortable. Porcelain toilet. Small sink, but hey, travel trailer. They give you a vanity on this side, and they give you one on this side too for additional storage. And we're gonna go this way. They do give you an area to hang a towel, AC, and out back there's an AC unit inside of this bedroom too. This is a small bedroom, but I would say that it's bigger than I've seen in some. I mean, I like the fact that you have a door, so if it is a nice cool night, you could have the door open with the screen door so you can get some nice fresh air. You do have a closet on both sides to hang clothes. Storage everywhere. I mean, my goodness. I mean, this is a lot of people's dream to have all this storage. And power plug down below. There's actually one on this side too. USBs and power plugs on both sides. Lights above. And they do give you another AC control. They're really close together though. Look at that. You can see them inside the bedroom. You would put your television on this side. And yeah, another pocket door. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers for this rig. Alright, so this does have just regular jacks. So there's no auto leveling for this. Gray tank valve is right back here for the kitchen. And then this is where you would dump from. Freshwater fill. And they do give you your water bay inside of your basement. Very convenient. And that's where you would hook up your city water. And you have your city water fill and your fresh tank fill too, which is really convenient too. You have your power outlets, lights on this side, tire link. I believe that's for tire pressure monitoring for the coach. And yeah, you have manual jacks too, front and rear. And here are the numbers for the travel trailer. So it's gonna have a gross vehicle weight rating of 10,195 pounds. Your gross axle front and rear is 5,100 pounds. Unloaded vehicle weight 8,644 pounds. This is a big trailer, so you're probably going to have to consider a heavy duty 100% for this. 1,511 pounds of capacity. And let's take a look at the numbers for this truck. Alright, so the gross vehicle weight rating of this is 10,000 pounds. Gross axle weight rating in the rear is 6,040. Front is going to be 6,000. And you have a all-in payload capacity of 1,970 pounds. All right, guys, so let's take a look and see if this truck and trailer are going to be a good fit. We're currently on the Ram's website right now. If you click at the very top, towing and capability, towing capacity guide, and if you hit towing information and you hit towing specs, you'll see a PDF for every truck that they have available for your towing. Now, I already have it opened up here, and I've scrolled down to the bottom of this page. Now, the truck that we're looking at is a crew cab 4-wheel drive 6.4 single rear wheel. Now, the truck that they're showing the numbers for down below is for a tradesman. So what I did was I subtracted the payload that's listed from the truck that we actually reviewed, and I basically subtracted that from your gross combined weight rating that you see to the right and to your max trailering. That way you have the most accurate numbers, because this truck is based off of a tradesman with no options. Okay, this is going to be the floor plan of the Imagine we just looked at. This has a lot of good features. Be sure to pause it if you'd like to take a closer look at this. Now, the unloaded vehicle weight of this trailer online is showing 8,496. As you guys saw, the trailer that we reviewed had a higher number because it has options, and this is based off of probably a more or less a trailer with no options. Now, down below it says based on average weight of the standard build, but every time I see one in stock, it's always higher than what's online. Now, as far as the hitch weight goes, this is going to be your dry hitch weight. So as I said in the video, there's no propane, there's no batteries, there's no luggage, nothing, any kind of gear is not listed for this hitch weight. So you have to keep that in mind when you're doing your numbers. Here's the gross vehicle weight. Now, this trailer is pretty big, so I strongly recommend going for a heavy duty for something this long. I mean, this is a big trailer, so just keep that in mind, and be sure to take a look at the rest of the information here. All right, guys, so we've made it to the spreadsheet. So I did a video earlier this week saying, or last week I should say, asking the question, do you guys think the truck will have enough capacity for a big travel trailer? So let's find out. So I have the numbers in for the travel trailer. Now we're going to go off of the dry weights for now. Unloaded trailer, dry hitch weight. Okay. Now, the biggest issue you're going to have with a 3/4 ton truck is that they're extremely heavy. They're not as heavy as a 1 ton, but they're still pretty heavy in today's numbers, because they're still using a 10,000 pound GVWR. So when you subtract the GVWR from your curb weight, this is all you have left over for your payload. It's not a lot for a truck this big, especially when it can tow almost 20,000 pounds. I think Ram should fix this ASAP. Now, let's go ahead and add your passengers in here. So I'm going to do 3 kids and husband and wife. And then I'm going to add 200 pounds for your cargo. Now, that's not a lot, so just keep in mind you have an open bed. If you have a 5th wheel, this number is probably more realistic because you can't add as much stuff inside the bed. But when you have a travel trailer, you can really pack your truck up. Now, let's take a look at these numbers on this side. So this is an unloaded weight, so we're going to use 9644. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this number by 12%, and that's going to give us our hitch weight. Online, you saw 844 pounds. I divided this into the unloaded trailer weight online, and that gave me about 9.9%. Today, we're going to use 12% because I feel like that's a safer number, because once you start adding your propane, your batteries, like I said earlier in the video, that's going to add more weight to the front of the trailer. So 12% of 9,644 pounds is going to be 1037. So will we have enough capacity? 38 pounds is all you would have. That means you can't eat as much steak as you was expecting to. But here's what I would do. If I were in the market for a truck and a trailer, I would strongly recommend, this is just my opinion, I would take the gross vehicle weight rating and I would multiply this by 12%. So I normally divide the dry hitch weight to the unloaded vehicle weight online, and that gives me my hitch weight. And then I normally add about maybe 2 or 3% to that, just depending on the floor plan of the trailer. I mean, you can do your own math, but I'm just trying to be worst case. So if you take 12% of this number, that's going to give you 1,224 pounds. So as you can see, using that number, this trailer is probably going to put you over if you're carrying this many people or if you're carrying a lot more stuff. So a lot of people tell you that you don't have to worry about these numbers, and I kind of understand why people say that. The 3/4 ton and the 1 ton trucks are not that different in retrospect, but here's my opinion. If you're going to buy a truck, buy the right truck for the right trailer. And that way you don't have to worry about having these conversations. I rather be under than be over, especially if I cause an accident and my insurance, decides they don't want to pay, or if I kill somebody going down the road, God forbid. I don't want those types of things on my mind when I'm traveling. You're already under a lot of pressure towing a big trailer. Don't let this be the next thing on your mind. So my opinion is get a bigger truck, or get a truck with lesser options. If it were me in the market for a truck like this, I would probably purchase a gas Laramie Crew Cab 2500. And the reason why is because you're going to pick up probably about 1,000 pounds. So this is going to look somewhere in the neighborhood like this. It might not be 1,000. It might be like more or less, maybe like, let's just use 2870. That number sounds a lot better. And as you can see, even at the gross vehicle weight multiplied by 12%, you still have enough capacity. Now, if you move up to a 3500 long bed, you'll get a bigger gross vehicle weight rating, which is going to probably put you around here with a single rear wheel. And that's going to give you, figure your truck's going to weigh about 8,300 pounds, right? So 12,300 minus 8,300 pounds, that's going to give you 4,000 pounds of payload capacity. So if you want to take your golf cart with you and put it in the back of the bed of the truck, you'll have enough capacity with your fully loaded truck. So figure 1,300 pounds here. You still have 781 pounds. And if you get a dually, this number gets even bigger. So I hope this was helpful. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I think you guys have been really finding this beneficial. Help me by supporting me. Click that button. It's not hard to do. And thanks again for watching the video.